How's it going, everyone? A few days ago, EA released a patch with a lot of fixes for goalies. I know not everyone reads the forum, so I figured I'd do my part to help inform you guys. Now, the biggest change, or the most interesting one by far, is they allow the human-controlled goalie to play as the extra attacker in EASHL. Now, the camera angle is a bit funky. It's really close up. I think you're about to see that on your screen. It makes it difficult to be useful as the extra attacker. Hopefully they can get that tweaked. But I'm very excited to see how this is used, not just in club, but in competitive series, pro series as well. I'm going to love scoring some goals as the goalie. I know we get a bad reputation for not being good skaters, but I'm really interested to see it. Let's say you're up a goal in the final minute, but it's a 5-on-3. They pull their goalie to make it a 6-on-3. You know, shit's going to get real intense at this point, and it sounds like it could be a whole lot of fun. They also fixed what appears to be the bunny hop glitch as well as the butt slide glitch. Now, this wasn't in the notes, but I've tried to do these glitches since the patch, and I have not gotten them to work at all. The bunny hop glitch, it was pretty annoying since it could lead to an empty net goal, so I'm glad that's fixed. I'm going to miss the butt slide. I used to make just things more exciting in club when, you know, the night was just getting boring with my friends, but I understand with all the trolls and drop-ins, it had to get fixed. And I would have loved to make another tutorial vid for you guys on how to do this glitch, but it's something that needs to be fixed, and I'm glad they took care of those problems. Something else that isn't in the glitch, but I thought it was pretty important, you can no longer tap the free skate button to cancel animations. This wasn't in the notes, but you could basically tap the free skate button, and it would help stand your goalie up from the butterfly quicker than normal. You could tap A to move off the post quicker, or you could use it to just cancel a right stick animation if you realize you're going to slide too far. And it was a pretty cool trick to save, you know, fractions of a second off of each animation. And I felt it was pretty necessary given the input lag of NHL 16 that, you know, a small portion of goalies used. But I guess they considered it an exploit and they took that away. It's not going to affect many goalies. It just affects me and maybe a small group of people. And it's just something that we're going to have to get used to. All right, back to the notes. Increased responsiveness in precision movement, especially when moving laterally. Now, responsiveness to our controls, it's something we always want. The less of a delay, the better. And I'm happy with the responsiveness now, but I'd like to see the maximum distance of a left stick push be slightly increased. Right now, it's maybe half the distance from post to post, and that doesn't seem like a lot of distance for a full left stick push. Fixes to conditions around goalie interference for more accurate penalty calling. I know early on I got knocked around the lot in my crease. It seemed like my goalie weighed 5 pounds and he was just getting knocked out of the crease left and right. I did notice slightly more goals waved off due to interference, but if they ran into me and a goal didn't happen, nothing happened in the play, I really didn't see that many penalties called. Now, personally, I would like that, but maybe for the good of the game, maybe. I don't know. It's up to you guys. Added better ability for user goalies to resolve a save attempt on deflections. Now, I love this as a goalie, and I'm sure a lot of top teams love this as well. The really high elite teams, they would play great defense protecting, you know, the middle of the net, the slot, and, you know, the lesser team, they would have to settle for point shots and deflections. And a lot of those top teams, people feel like those deflections were going in a little bit too much, even if the goalie was in a good position. So I'm not saying they shouldn't go in because deflections are a part of the game, but it definitely should be less than it was in 16 and in the beta, and I think a lot of the top teams are going to be happy about this change. Add functionality for users to press the cover puck button when controlling the goalie with possession of the puck on his stick or in his glove. Now, this is a nice little change for those moments. It happened a lot in 16. It happened a couple of times in the beta where the team would fire a really slow shot on net, and instead of just sitting down, making the butterfly save and covering it up, your goalie would just stand up and play the puck on his stick. And you were forced to either pass the puck or risk getting it poked in the net when they put pressure on you. So now if they realize they're going to put pressure, you can just press Y, cover it up, and get that whistle. So that's a pretty good change. Updates to performance when playing from the new goalie fixed camera. The camera was pretty bad at keeping up with the puck in the corners, but it seems to be a bit better now. Obviously, we'll see if they try and change that a little bit more in the future. Updates to human goalie save logic so that goalie won't go into desperation saves unless they are already moving or they really need to stretch to make the save. This will improve cases where the goalie makes a big autosave on harmless passes, such as pucks going wide, as well as to stop him from being left vulnerable in a sitting position if the first shot didn't require a desperation save. Now, I know the part that people are going to focus on the most is the sitting position. That's what annoyed basically everyone the entire time. Make a save, fall on your ass. Make a save, fall on your ass. It still happens now, but it is a lot less than in the beta. Trust me when I say it's a lot more tolerable. Added new goalie-controlled glove saves when the goalie is in a good position. Now, I haven't seen many yet, but the more animations you have for different kinds of shots is always a good thing, as opposed to, oh, you couldn't make the shot because this animation didn't exist yet, so that's definitely a good change. Address cases where the goalie was getting stuck between states when a user would take control and then switch back to the AI. Now, I don't know much about this. This seems to be an online versus or a HUT thing where a person could take over the goalie and then they would try and switch back to the skater, and just something funky was apparently happening. Fix for goalies in possession of the puck, putting a stick through the boards and getting a whistle. Now, I didn't even know that the boards were still eating the puck like in 16. I think this is a pretty rare thing since I don't know many goalies who play the puck from behind their net. It's probably more of a 1 versus 1 thing where the puck would get dumped behind the net and then the computer would just go back and play the puck by himself. Added more save coverage out of butterfly slides done with the right stick. Alright, so this is actually a pretty good change. So with the old right stick, your goalie would stretch out his leg and his arm, but his arm would also cover the low part of the net. And now the glove will react to high shots as well. So that's the part where it says it's increased coverage. So when you right stick, you got your you got your pad covering the low part of the net, and then your glove will react to the high shot if he has to. A couple other changes. Updated AI goalie logic to handle cases when the puck is coming in at a very sharp angle. Updated to AI goalie logic for tracking shooters as they cut across the net. They are more aware of the shooting capabilities now. Now, I don't deal with AI goalies since obviously I play as the goalie, but I did watch a couple of Twitch streams, and I noticed that like a lot of... Obviously there's going to be money shots, but I did find that when a player would cut across the slot and then just do a snapshot far side, it seemed to be pretty effective. So maybe it'll be a little bit less effective now. Addressed issues with momentum when trying to stack the pads. Now, I think when people stack the pads, the goalie would just fall on the ice, even though you're moving the left stick to the side. So now that there's more momentum, you should slide on the ice a little bit to cover some extra distance. Updates to human goalie save logic when the shots are near the body versus when they have to reach for them. This should help goalies who are in a better position and hinder goalies who stay in the back of their net. To me, this looks like EA doing what they can to help prevent goal line goalies, and I'm 100% down with that. But notice that it says it should work, but that just means if it doesn't work, they're just going to try again. So don't worry if it's not 100% goal line goalies. There's always going to be some form of goal lining, but obviously the less that it's effective, the better. The last couple changes, various fixes to transitions into and out of the post hug from various positions or angles. Now, part of this might be no longer tapping the free skate button. Fixing where the goalie would rotate the wrong way when trying to transition onto the post. I mean, that just speaks for itself right there. Added more goalie post-goal reactions. I mean, that's just a visual thing. It doesn't matter that much gameplay-wise. Added functionality when going directly from the set to butterfly post lean. This removes the limitation of pressing butterfly before pressing hug post. Now, I'm not 100% sure on what this means. It sounds like that you had to press butterfly first and then hold the post for the post lean. Now it sounds like you can press both at the same time and get the same result. I could be wrong on that, but if that's the case, that's a good change. Combining two different inputs into one simultaneous control is going to make post play easier. And anything that takes less time to do as opposed to waiting for two separate animations, I mean, who wants to do that? And last but not least, various goalie animation fixes. That could obviously be anything. So that is the entire list, and the fact that the list is that long and the game isn't even officially out yet, that just shows how much the devs care and how much they're listening to us. So if you have any complaints, after this patch, be vocal about it. Type in the comments below. Be vocal on Twitter, the EA forums, and they will hear us. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoy all these changes. Don't forget to subscribe for more goalie tips, and I'll see you guys next time.